G'day legends, I hope you're all fantastic. On today's video, we're checking out this little brute, the Redsound RK8 FRFR stage cab, primarily designed to be used with guitar amp modelers. If you're familiar with the Redsound products on my channel, you probably know that I've been using the MF10s for a couple of years now, both as just a guitar speaker solution as well as a small PA. This is a new product from them. It's going for a slightly different vibe, much more of the kind of floor wedge monitor thing over here. There are some nice little I/O tweaks on here as well. You've got a single input over here that's a combi jack. You've got a volume control. Then you've also got a through on here with its own gain control. I really like that little feature on there. You can also link two speakers on here. That's a pre-out as well, or you can just have the link if you're going to use two of these. Pretty standard power switch, like all the Redsound products. Very, very well put together, super tight finishes. It feels rock solid. It's not overly heavy, but it definitely feels meaty, which I like. We will also hear this with just the room sound, but I want to put it side by side with my MF10 as well. This one, which as you can see from all the wear marks on it, has had plenty of use over the last couple of years. Now, by the very nature of an FRFR speaker system, the whole idea is that they are trying to produce whatever is fed into it with as much fidelity at the highest volume possible. So trying to then take that and capture that sound accurately in a room is pretty difficult. I'm going to do my best to do that with the gear that I've got available, but just keep in mind that this is by no means going to be the perfect representation of what these speakers sound like. Like any monitoring solution, you really should try it before you buy it and see if it's going to work for you. Big thank you to Redsound and Andrew at Independent Music for getting me this speaker to make this little video with. I'm curious about it. Let's have a listen to what we can do with it. I've got the RK8 on the floor and I've set it up for what I would consider a low to medium stage volume. So plenty of headroom still left in the speaker. I still want to be able to hear my own thoughts while I'm playing at the moment, but I'm picking up the room sound with a stereo pair of condenser mics mounted just above my camera. This is a Charles Chillier Bell Aurora that I'm running into my Axe FX3. I've got a preset with 4 different amps set up, a band commander, the AC30 Brilliant model, the Brit 800 mod, and then the new FAS Stealth Blue. Let's just hear some of the tones in the room. Hopefully this is an accurate representation of what I'm hearing in here. So the two things that I really like about that is that it's pretty balanced overall. It kind of sounds like a very loud studio monitor where the high end isn't way too piercing, or it doesn't have that like tweetery sound. If you've ever played your modeler through a cheap plastic PA speaker, you know exactly what I'm talking about. On the flip side though, there's not too much low end in there. When you kind of go chug, 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 it's not way overblown. Similarly, it's not like super thin sounding like some just dedicated PA speakers can sound. So while it doesn't sound like a guitar cabinet, it's got some of those properties that most of the Redsound products that I have tried seem to keep in mind, like, they're speakers for guitar players, and if you're coming from a guitar cabs have very particular characteristics that you may not necessarily want in a PA speaker, but the same applies in reverse there. The second thing as well is there's plenty of power and headroom in there. I don't feel like I have to drive the speaker right to the edge of its existence to get the sort of tone and feel that I want out of it. And the other advantage, of course, is, you know, if you're playing a modeler and you've actually got some volume on stage coming out of a speaker, you can do things like get feedback and get more sustain like this. So much of the tone is really contingent on what you do with the rest of your rig. So what I want to do here is compare it to the Redsound speaker that I've been using for the last 18 to 24 months, the MF10. I've actually been using a pair of MF10s kind of as a small PA for smaller acoustic gigs, and I have also used them for rehearsals and gigs where the in-house monitors are maybe a little substandard. So what we will hear is that clean sound and then the Brit 800 crunch through the RK8. Then I'm going to put a single MF10 in the same place and try to volume match it as closely as possible. You can hear the frequency response is a little bit different between the two. The RK8 sounds a little more hi-fi to my ears in there, and you could really hear on the distorted sound that the MF10 is rolling off a lot more high-end, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. If you're someone who really, really doesn't like any FRFR type of solution, but you're forced to use one, you should probably go and check out the MF10 because it does sound a lot closer to the frequency response of a typical guitar cabinet. However, if like me, you spend most of your time indoors playing through studio monitors and you want to take that experience out and just basically have it louder with a lot of extra headroom, then the RK8 is well worth checking out as well. Now, Redsound have also started making some power amps designed for guitar rigs to drive guitar speaker cabinets as well. I'm really looking forward to checking those out. Hopefully that will happen pretty soon. But if you want to learn more about their products, I'll put a link in the video description. And a massive shout out to the legendary Andrew Farnham at Independent Music here in Australia for shipping one of these RK8 units out to me so that I could try it out and make some noise with it. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, links in the video description to support me directly. I'm going to play you all out with some more of this big, dirty FAS stealth sound on here. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.